there's a paradox that if we feel bad about ourselves, if we're self-critical, if we feel like we've done something wrong, if we feel like we're a failure, whatever that might be, we have a feeling that that would be enough to motivate us to change, to do something different so that we didn't feel that way. But it is really not the case. When ego feels feelings of worthlessness, in, again, failure, not lovable, whatever, blame, self-judgment, it will then do a very interesting thing. It will try to protect itself from feeling that particular way. So it will feel that way and then go through all kinds of gyrations to protect itself. So we really, really, really need to bring self-compassion in. We want to first start with some definitions of self-compassion. We want to compare other words with the word self-compassion. Oftentimes we think of empathy or sympathy as similar to compassion, self-compassion in this case. And empathy is feeling what another or what we're feeling, just feeling with somebody. Feeling with somebody. So if somebody's in pain, we may feel their pain. And compassion also holds empathy. So we feel the pain of another, yet we are holding it in compassion in a bigger container. So we're holding it with them, and yet we're rising above it and holding it in a much larger sacred container of compassion. So compassion holds mixed feelings. The ache for another's angst, and yet this opening to a much fuller opening of loving kindness and care. And it's different than love, because love typically tends to be just positive feelings. It's just this expansion and overflowing offering of the heart. And again, contrasting that, empathy is touching the pain of another, understanding, relating to the pain of another. And love is opening to the positive emotions. And compassion is the ability to hold both. The ability to hold both. I feel it, I know it, I receive it. I love you, I receive you. So it's the both in a very sweet and gentle and loving way. When we notice how bad we feel about ourselves, it seems intuitively obvious we would then shift and behave differently or do something differently. But this is the biggest message here, is that when we condemn or criticize self and fall into the pain of that, our ego will defend it. We'll still feel the pain. It won't actually help the pain, but we will defend it, or defend self, this identification with ego as self, in an attempt to not look at how we feel about ourselves. So it's a really funny, tight, little wound-up loop that we do. And unless we really see the ways that we are critical of self, we can't open into a more compassionate holding of self.